Welcome to Ask Trinity Archives. I'm Marissa Maggs.
And I'm Joe Lipinski.
And we are two archivists working in the archives of Trinity Church, Wall Street. The question today is, can you explain the Montgomery Monument? And is it intentional that part of it is behind the windows at St. Paul's?
General Richard Montgomery was an Irish soldier who had first served in the British military and later got involved with British politics, specifically with the Whig Party, who would later support American independence. Eventually, he came to America and bought a plot of land. He married Janet Livingston. The Livingstons were a very prominent patriot family in New York. And through developing connections with other prominent revolutionaries, such as Philip Schuyler and George Washington, he once again found himself in command of troops, this time American troops, in the newly formed Continental Army. Montgomery led the American invasion of Canada, one of the earliest campaigns of the American Revolution, and after quite a bit of success, sadly became one of the first major American heroes killed in the American Revolution, dying at the Battle of Quebec in 1775. To honor General Montgomery, the Continental Congress commissioned a monument, making it the first national monument actually, and that monument is what currently sits on the front porch of St. Paul's Chapel. Benjamin Franklin was actually in charge of the commission, and he selected Jean-Jacques Caffieri to design it in France. The monument was completed in 1777 and shipped to America, where it was originally intended for Independence Hall in Philadelphia. But because of the war and its turbulent aftermath, the monument languished in transit for nearly a decade, mostly in Edenton, North Carolina, which was the only American port not controlled by the British at the time of the monument's shipping. Benjamin Franklin was even unaware of its whereabouts for some time and wrote several letters inquiring about its location. It wasn't until 1787 that the monument resurfaced and was approved to be installed at St. Paul's Chapel. At that time, St. Paul's was one of the most prominent and culturally significant buildings in New York, which was, in 1787, the capital of the United States. Montgomery's remains joined the monument created in his honor in 1818, where he's now interred at the base of the monument on St. Paul's Portico. Well, when the monument was installed in 1787, it was likely installed under the supervision of Pierre L'Enfant, who was most famous for his later designing of Washington, D.C. So L'Enfant was tasked by Trinity's vestry with creating a sister altarpiece meant to obscure the backside of the Montgomery Monument. L'Enfant's Glory Altarpiece, which depicts the Ten Commandments, can still be seen from within St. Paul's Chapel today, but L'Enfant also intentionally included a small feature on the back of his altarpiece, which faces out of the porch windows and sits above the Montgomery Monument. This slightly obscured part of L'Enfant's sculpture contains a number of patriotic and American symbols, such as 13 rays of a rising sun with an eagle pulling back the clouds, and was very intentionally designed to complement the more visible Richard Montgomery Monument.
That's all we have for today, but we'd love to hear from you. We welcome any questions you have, and we'll do our best to answer them in future videos. Thanks for tuning in.